All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our fourth and final for now week of Donate to Dare. My name is Robin Mallory. I am the owner or the founder of the California Aggregation of Gender Diversity. My pronouns are they, he. And joining me today, once again, is Ami, who will introduce herself now.
Hi there, Amethyst Herrick, and I am founder and head kitty cat at the Purple Paw Clan. And I am a transgender woman. My pronouns are she, her.
Awesome. So for about this is our fourth week. So for a couple of weeks now, we've been doing dares, and we've been doing silly things for everyone. I see someone's watching in the chat. Hello and welcome. Um, so we've been doing silly things for many weeks now, and we're going to continue to do some silly things today. But I did have a little bit of a switch up today. So instead of all dares, we're going to be doing would you rather questions. So getting to know our morality a little bit better. I don't know if it's really that serious, but getting to know our things. And the fun thing about that is we are both extremely ADHD, which you can tell from watching our other videos. And
Maybe a bit.
so what I think is going to happen is we're going to answer a question and then it's going to go on 15 different tangents and we're probably only going to answer like 5. But
Pretty much. Pretty much.
but I do have a long list of them that we can kind of go through in case we
Okay.
happen to not be super off track today. So, without further ado, the very first question. Would you rather lose all of your money and valuables or all of the pictures you have ever taken?
Ooh. Do you know? I think most people would say money and valuables. I didn't take a lot of pictures until I don't know, say 2 years ago when I started gender transition. I believe really strongly, first of all, that if you're living life like well, I don't have my phone with me, but if you guys use my calculator, but if you're living life like this, going, let me see what you would you. Oh, okay, smile. Hang on. Okay, now Harry, if that's how you're living life, I think you're missing out. So I
Mm,
tried not to take a whole lot of pictures because I'd rather experience the time than go back to it and go, God, I bet you that was a really good time. Wish I knew. So
that's a good perspective to have, I think.
thanks.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I would
I'm here.
say
I'm interested in you.
I definitely say pictures, partly because I'm a photographer.
Right. That's what I was
So
thinking.
I think that changes things for me. I also like use photographs as a way of keeping track of time and memory, and I have since I was like probably like 12 or 13. So I
Oh,
have a
shoot.
huge archive of like probably hundreds of thousands of photos actually since I was like
Wow.
12 that I have just like meticulously kept track of and um keep very organized. So I would actually probably say photographs. But I really respect your opinion on that. I think if my memory was better and if I could actually remember things well, I would have the same opinion. But yeah, I use
Sure.
it kind of as my way to remember things because I'm like, well, if there's a picture of it that I know I took, of course I was there, even if I don't remember it.
I don't know. I mean, I love looking at like parents, when our kid was really young, their parents, the whole time they're just like following them around. And I'm sort of like, do you know your child's like middle name? Because really what you're doing is like experiencing the whole world through, a 10 megapixel CCD, and that's a bummer. Sorry, that's a charge coupled device. That's the little thing that's in the middle of a camera there, but so
We
yeah.
get it, you know things.
And I just fell out of my head, and I should have just said camera, but fell out of my
I
head
really like
because
learning things like that. I this is why I really enjoy talking to you actually is because you have like I feel like we both have really interesting sets of knowledge and they're quite possibly very
right.
different from each other. And so I always get something new. Like when I talk to you, I learn something that I didn't know because you have a different, very thorough set of knowledge than I do.
Thank you. Thanks. Yeah, as a graduate student, I used I had a great piece of equipment. Great piece. I had a piece of equipment that was, I mean, you know what? Actually, I was going to talk about how a camera works, and I'm not going to. I'm going to take it back.
All right. I like the comment from your friend in Z chat. There's always more money.
Absolutely.
Pictures are priceless. Very true.
That's for damn sure.
A picture's worth 1,000 words and maybe $1,000 too, depending on the picture.
That's a good point.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right,
Oh,
what's
this
our
one I'm really
next?
excited about. Would you rather be able to control fire or water?
If I don't, I mean, the first one that comes, see, I want, because I want to say water. And then I think, well, what that does is make me look um, like I'm being stereotypical, like femme type person. But water is, it's interesting. Water can be far more destructive than fires, especially in that if you, like, you can burn down a building and you just start over. But if you flood a building, you can have somebody cleaning up for years. So I'm thinking in terms of destruction, which is kind of a bummer. Because the other thing too is, like, if you're in the middle of the desert, like fire, I don't care. But am I thirsty? Yes. And I tend to get thirsty a lot, which is why I always have my little bottle here and keep picking it up going.
I think
So
I will
that's why.
also say water. And
Yeah.
my reasoning when I mean, I just pulled these a couple of minutes ago, but I think my reasoning is that if you can control water, you can also sort of control fire.
It's a good point.
You can't just like create fire out of nowhere like you could if you could like truly control fire, but like you
Right.
can put out fires, like
Yeah.
quite literal fires. So I don't know. I think water is more destructive and also more like safety wise.
Powerful.
You can,
Yeah.
yeah, powerful in that way. And then, like you said, you can just automatically have water to drink all the time.
Right.
That's amazing.
I know. I don't know how many
You
times
wouldn't
I
have to
got
pay
on
a
I
water
got on the
bill
stream.
ever again.
Oh yeah, could you imagine that? Can you just control, like, San Diego Gas and Electric? Oh, that's gas and electric. Well, whatever it is, and water, and I know. You were so impressed. Like 5 minutes ago, you're going, "Gosh, you know so much," and then I'm like, "Gas and electric? Do they do water?"
Yeah,
Let's. I'm
totally.
so I'm so glad this is a live stream because I would have edited that right out. But
That was a good one, though. That was a good one. I'm gonna like clip that little bit and share it to Instagram.
does San Diego Gas and Electric do water? Perfect. Oh boy.
The
Make sure you
comments.
get that screenshot.
Right, the little. Okay, let's see. What's another one? Okay. Would you rather be the only person who speaks out against an unjust law but risks severe punishment, or stay silent and be safe but feel guilty? This one's very interesting because I think a lot of people are like exploring this right now. I just kind of like
Yeah.
scrolled and picked one, so I didn't like pre-read this one, but
Right.
hmm, I think a lot of
The
people are facing that right now for sure, especially with the conflicts happening and the multiple genocides happening around the world. That's a
right.
pretty big question to ask someone. But yeah,
It is. There are layers to it, I think, is the
definitely.
point though. Because the fact that you and I are right here doing this implies that in some way we take action, which is
Yeah,
good. I mean, I'm glad. I mean, I'd hate not to be the person who takes action. And that
agreed.
has happened multiple times, in my career where I'll have to stand up and go, well, no, this is not what we ought to do. That being said, like, what does action entail? Because my action is education. My action is writing and talking about issues, as opposed to like picking up a weapon and you know storming against the government here in the United States. So I don't know. I'm like, I right off the bat, I went, well, obviously the former. But then I go, well, I don't know, because I sit at home with some lighting and all as well. Is that the same? I'm not sure.
Mm. Yeah, I think it's also very interesting because even on our website, you can find the CAGD website. You can find a spot that says we do not position ourselves as a political organization, nor do we seek to be the ones to make political change. We the beliefs that we hold, we don't feel like should be up for political debate. So anything that you see us talking about, we don't think that there should be any question about it. These are rights that we all should have, or these are people that should be protected that are not being protected right now.
Yeah.
Across various things, gender, sexuality, I mean, race, ethnicity, whatever it may be, these are all things that we wish to protect. And I would say, like, it's definitely very layered. Like you said, I think I would rather be the person who speaks out against an unjust law, but I don't know if I always put that into practice
Right.
in the ways that may be seen.
Right.
Yeah,
And
something to
I
think
mean,
about.
in the chat there, I mean, maybe you can highlight the second from the bottom there. I mean, the price
Yeah.
can be high. And there was, like, I was talking to somebody. I mean, this was really, I mean, it might have been as long as a year ago. It wasn't until, well, it was actually just less, because it was in June, last Pride month, that
Mm,
I realized to myself, it's important for me to be more vocal about this, because I was not. I thought, well, I can just be, like a philosopher type person. Maybe people don't hear me so much, but that's fine. But then I started speaking out more, and I don't know. I had this conversation with somebody who said, you're painting a target on yourself. And I said, I would rather, like, at this point, I would rather paint the target on myself and actually, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but like, I would rather actually pay that price, that somebody comes after me knowing that I've done what I can.
mm,
Yeah, maybe I'll stop with that. Just knowing that I've done what I can.
yeah.
It would be difficult for me once I really saw sort of the depths of how people are suppressing, in particular, this message. I said, well, shit, I gotta, because I'm trying hard not to bring up certain things. Like, Robin, no doubt you're aware that there are websites that probably track both you and me, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
And that's what somebody brought up to me. They're like, you're going to end up on a website. And I'm like, if I'm not already there,
Right.
fine. Clearly, I'd much rather not be hurt for my beliefs. Much rather. And I would much rather have my beliefs be known and hopefully make a difference somewhere out there than otherwise.
Yeah, definitely.
So this is a hard one. I don't.
It's very layered, very complex. It's like, and it's extra nuanced with our position as trans people, for sure.
Right.
Like
Right.
like if we were both, cis het in addition to our both being white, that would
Yeah.
change things drastically. We would have less consequences for
Right.
our actions.
Right.
But we have slightly more being trans people, so
Mm-hmm.
it changes things.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give
Like,
a very specific example, actually. I have wanted to participate. There are several encampments in the SF Bay area at various colleges, and
Mm,
I cannot be arrested. Like being a trans person in a jail cell is
yeah.
like asking to get murdered, essentially,
Yes.
um, or hurt in various other ways. I'm sure the human mind can imagine. I will not go into those specifics, but that is like one of my biggest fears is for something that like I can't control. I mean, there's only so much I can do there to prevent myself from getting arrested for, you know,
Right.
doing something that's not illegal because being a part of an encampment is not illegal. But if they ask you to leave, you do have to leave.
Right.
So, anyways, I have not gone to those things and I have not gone to protests as much as I would like to because that is a very real fear for me.
Hmm.
So there's an example for people if anyone
Yeah.
needs or wants something like that of how complicated it can get.
Well,
Whereas these
I
people,
mean,
there's similar fears. Nobody really wants to go to jail or
right.
prison or anything, but you're a little less in danger, just a little bit less in danger.
Because
Yeah, what were you
I was
thinking?
thinking, well, I was thinking about like Anne Hathaway, which by the way, I adore Anne Hathaway. So hi, Anne. Um, she's got the number. She can reach out if she needs to. Anne, you can reach out
She
anytime
knows
you
where to
want.
find you.
She does. So I love Anne Hathaway. She has done so much for, I mean, in not even just transgender rights, but LGBTQ across the board, right? Recognized for the work that she does. And imagine if she went to one of these encampments you're talking about. Like, I
Oh
doubt
yeah.
she would be arrested. They'd be like, "Oh, Jim, that's Anne Hathaway. I know. Don't just let her go." It's
Right.
different. It's different. You're an unknown transgender man, and you could get arrested, and Anne Hathaway maybe not. So, I think that's part of why she does this. Why Anne Hathaway does this is to use the buffer that she may have from some of the trouble she could get into, uh, to make a difference. So thank you again, Anne, and I still love you. You can still call me. You can.
All of the love.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm gonna move on to a slightly
Yeah. Do you have a funnier one?
more uplifting term or a
Right.
question.
You just
Um,
talked about death. That's a lot of
right.
laughs.
We're like, all right, genocide, encampments, and death
Yeah.
as trans people. Now
Yeah.
let's go
So
into would you rather
if
be able
you
to talk to animals or speak every human language fluently?
yeah, if you're just tuning in, it's
If
not
you're just
usually
tuning
this boring.
it's not usually this heavy either.
Right. Send a dare and it'll get a lot funnier.
Right.
Watch Robin with this. I still got my spoon, actually, for what it's worth.
Never put it away.
I don't, I think I meant to take it back upstairs. I just kind of forgot, and
Mm,
how
I
often
don't
do
have
I
a
clean this
spoon, but
desk?
I have the lid of a Pringles can. I don't think that is gonna balance.
I
No,
think it
that's not
totally.
gonna balance.
I think that's valid, though. You could also, if you want to, you can go, get a little bit more,
Oh yeah, like
something like
balance it
that.
like
But
that. So this is
you could,
actually something I do want to show though. This has nothing to do with anything, but I think it's cool and I think you'll think it's cool if you haven't
okay.
found it. So at risk of accidentally sponsoring someone, um this Pringles can, oh my gosh, I get these in Chinatown and I don't get them very often because they're more expensive. But these are tomato flavored. We also got beef tip flavored ones, which
Oh
are
my
really good.
gosh.
They're already gone. But these cans have a little tray that you pull out to access the chips
Oh my
so that you don't have to
gosh.
shove your hand in there.
Yeah, sure.
I
That's
mean,
not
is that
bad.
not the smartest thing anyone has ever created in the history of the world? It's better than sliced bread, guys. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh,
Anyways,
100%. Yeah. Pringles
go to
also
Chinatown
paid.
and get you some
Yeah.
Lay's chips with a tray, I
Pring-
guess, is
Pr-
the point of that story.
well, Pringles paid handsomely for this product placement. So also,
Exactly.
thank you, Lay's, wherever the thing is
Are
on
Lay's
our
and
TV. There
Pringles
we
the
go.
same thing? I don't even know if they're the
I
same
don't
company.
know. It said, didn't it say Lay's on the can?
It looks like Pringles, but it's got
Oh,
Lay's on the front, and I have no
okay.
idea
I don't
if
know.
it's the same thing or not. Anyways,
I'm not going to do the research either. Sorry. Just so you know.
okay, next question. Would you rather be
We
able to
didn't answer
talk
the
to
question.
animals?
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly. It's the same one. I'm just reiterating. Would you rather be able to talk to animals or speak every human language fluently? This one's super hard, actually, for me at least. Oh,
I don't know. You go first. I'm not
okay,
sure.
so here's my thoughts. I just finished my thesis. I'm presenting it today, in
Oh,
which
nice.
if I had learned any language on the or the subcontinent of India,
Mm,
I would have done so much better on. I would have had access to so much more research is
for
my thing.
sure.
And I just kept thinking, I'm
In
like, I really
particular,
wish I
Hindi. But
knew. Yeah, I was like, I really wish I knew Indian languages, like all of them. This would be amazing right now. Um, and also, I don't like that research is very like no one's going to translate their research into every language. So to be a researcher, especially in art history, you really do have to just like learn a lot of languages to access what you need to access. So I think from an art history standpoint, that's what I would want. But I also really like science a lot. And from a scientific standpoint, can you imagine how much we could learn if we could actually communicate with animals? So both of these
yeah,
are coming from like a I just want more knowledge. And which one would get me more knowledge in the way that I need it more? And oh,
right.
so difficult. Also being able to speak to like microscopic organisms, that would be
Yeah.
so cool. But then
Paramecia.
on that same on that same coin or other side of the same coin, I guess, would be it says every human language, and that could include ones that are going extinct, like ones in like
True.
villages in like random places that like don't have a way to archive this information, and that
Right.
you may never get it again. That could help future historians down the road. So, anyways, I am like I can't choose. I genuinely can't choose between these two.
I, as you were talking, a light went off, and so there's a comment. I prefer the company of animals more than people sometimes. Yeah, that's pretty true. I think
Yes.
almost everybody can say that, but what I would say to that, or my answer to this question, being able to talk to animals implies that animals have an equal footing. Like
Mm.
if we were able to talk to them and communicate with them, and like my cat really was saying, listen, all I want to do is just step on your breasts. That's about it. Like if I could actually communicate and I could go, but please don't. Can you just avoid this area? All right, just avoid that. It implies that animals have as much intellectual capacity as humans do,
Mm.
which I believe. I don't think that animals are below humans. Humans are part of nature. I mean, I had a whole presentation where this was a major um
Go watch it.
foundation was. Yeah, thank you. If you want to go watch it, it's on both mine and Robin's channel. But the point being that I would rather see humans integrated back into nature by being able
Mm.
to communicate with animals than us being able to communicate with each other better.
That's actually a
So
really good perspective. I like that as well.
thanks.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, for the longest time I was a vegetarian for the sake of because I don't want to harm animals. Because these, although Animals, I believe, have spirits, souls. I guess I don't use whatever word you want, but although they have souls that are at least less advanced in this lifetime, I think it's the same soul that I have. And there's no, just a different sheath. So different heart, it's like trying to run a complicated program on lesser, computer hardware. I can't believe I just used that metaphor, but there you go. So yeah, I think I would rather be able to communicate with animals because it would bring them to an equal footing with us. And I think to me that's important. I think that's very important.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Thanks.
And I still don't think I could choose. I think that's like, it's like choosing between knowledge or choosing, like, dare I
Between
say,
like
even
a
humanity?
bigger
Like,
community. Yeah. Right.
yeah. And
There's
which of those do I value more? Which do I put more emphasis on? Because
right.
knowledge is like one of the most important things to me is knowledge and being able to continue learning. But I think you could
Right.
also continue learning just in a very different way.
Yeah.
With your thing. Wow. That's
The
I'm gonna be thinking
the
about this for
thing
the rest of my life.
I
I
know.
don't know if
The
I'll be able to choose one ever.
the thing is too is that humans, you had mentioned languages going extinct, and there is a lot. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and maybe people have heard this, like the Catholic Church, particularly once you get into this is going kind of deep, yeah. The Catholic Church in the middle, in like the medieval period of human history, killed off a lot of not people, but even just knowledge, because it was like, well, this contradicts what we want to say, so we'll just get rid of it. And learning the language isn't going to bring that back. But since most language is experiential, like experience based, those experiences don't go away. We can always relearn these things. So, all right, that's the end of my deep, my deep thought.
Right. Just I was just thinking though, like, this is kind of part of what we're doing. I mean, most of it's been silly. The past couple of weeks that we've done stuff has been mostly silly. We haven't had a lot of deep discussion like this. But
No.
I think the point of what we were doing at its core was just to show trans people existing and having thoughts and experiences of
Right.
their own. And I
Right.
think that's exactly what we're doing. So I think even though it's a little bit deeper than maybe we expected it to be today, I think we're still kind of accomplishing our original, goal of doing this. I wasn't paying attention for a second. I look over and you have a spoon.
That just hit my big toe, which really
Ooh.
freaking hurt.
After this is over, I just need to compile all of the me falling on my face, you hitting the ceiling with your lightsaber, dropping a spoon on your like all of the oops moments.
Right.
Make a whole other video of just oops moments.
I forgot about hitting the ceiling with a lightsaber. I think I did it twice.
I think you did it twice too. And the pins.
Almost. What
Was
was the
it like
pins?
bowling pins that you were juggling?
Oh God, yes, that's right. Yeah, well, juggling clubs, yeah, but that's
Right,
true.
juggling clubs.
Did I didn't? Did I
I
hit the
think
célling with them? Probably.
I don't think you hit the ceiling, but I think you did yeet one at your microphone maybe or something like that.
I'm not a good juggler, everybody. I think everybody knew this to begin with, but there you are.
Better than me. I was like, eh.
I still have these here, by the way. I mean, the
This
the
is just
little
like a
the little
walk of memory lane of past dares.
right, right. I still have these guys, my G balls. Hmm.
Amazing. I still love the joke
Anyway,
you said about that, like someone trying to name them, like, "Gee, those are balls" or something. Like,
that's all I can imagine. So
oh right.
there was a Paul Reiser joke from long, long ago. You even remember Paul Reiser, but because I tried to make a joke where I said, you know, G balls, the phrase itself really should only have utility if you've been in a prison or something and you suddenly come out and realize, you walked into a shower and you go, gee balls, something like that. But I ripped that off from Paul Reiser, from some, 30-year-old Paul Reiser. Oh God, farther back than that, almost, it's probably mid 80s joke where Paul Reiser said, he doesn't understand Spanish. And he made a comment about, when you're running through like radio stations, like in Los Angeles, oftentimes you'll come upon, Spanish music that's sung in Spanish, etc. And he says, as like a Jewish man from New York, like I'm just not supposed to hear this. I mean, this is from the 80s, so it's like, okay, but he says I'm not supposed to hear this. So it comes up and he says some phrase that I forget what it is, and he goes, no, you just have to turn the radio off. And he says, besides, I think what that phrase means is, hey, look, lettuce. And I guess I can't come up with any good reason why you'd put that in a song unless you've just gotten out of prison and passed a salad bar. Not my joke. It was Paul Reiser's joke, but
you adapted it. Got my drink too, but I think it's Sprite. It's very watered down, so I actually can't tell.
You think?
Lemon lime water.
All right.
Okay.
Do we have another?
Yes, I have so many more that we could get to. If we have, I mean, we're gonna run out of time for sure, but I got some. Okay. Would you rather always have to say exactly what you're thinking or never be able to speak again?
Oh my gosh. The former. Oh, it'd kill me not to be able to. Oh God, yes.
Here's my thing. I've been learning sign language. I feel like I could go with never speak again. I've also considered like being like intentionally mute before for so many reasons. Talking is a lot of energy and I don't always enjoy it. But I also enjoy being able to communicate with people. So if there was a way, and I think there are ways to communicate without speaking to people, I think I could totally do the second one. Also, as we've mentioned at least 4 times now, I'm super ADHD. I don't want people to know exactly what I'm thinking every second of the day.
I mean, good point. Shoot. Yeah, you might have me on that, but it was talk
like
in
the
particular.
Middle of a work meeting and I'm thinking of slime. Like, I don't think I really need people to know that.
Right. What see, because I was going to agree with that, because I'm looking at was it talk or was it communicate? Because if it was communicate, I'd be like, oh, because that would imply sign language, it would imply writing.
It says specifically to speak. So it says never be able to speak again.
All
it
right.
doesn't say communicate.
Yeah, I'm gonna
There's
need
also,
like can I
smoke signals and other things.
That's what I was yeah, what about, because I've been doing this the whole time, right? If somebody goes, there's that great Cillian Murphy meme, that they'll say me when I hear Trump speak or something, because Cillian Murphy is like,
yeah.
I think it's who it was. The guy who was in Oppenheimer, that's Cillian Murphy, right? Yeah, okay.
I think so. I don't actually keep up with names of celebrities very well, so that sounds correct to me, but I know nothing. It actually took you it took me like 4 times of you saying Anne Hathaway before I was like, oh yeah, I remember.
Oh, Anne Hathaway, right. Oh yeah. From The Devil Wears Prada, yeah. Although everybody else was going, no, she did Catwoman. Come on, Everybody else was like, no, it's did she do Ella Enchanted? I think was another one.
Did she?
Like I said, I really do love Anne Hathaway.
She paid handsomely for this product placement. That's
Perfect.
just our running joke
Oh,
here.
that was
Um,
perfect.
all right. Okay, I've got another one. This one is really interesting to me. Would you
Okay.
rather be stuck on a broken ski lift or in a broken elevator? I think elevator, hands down.
I think I'm just. It depends. If I can control fire, I don't know if I care about being on a ski lift. So,
Oh, that's true. You could just kind of like move the water up towards you and float yourself down.
actually, that's a good. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Can you do like a Silver Surfer kind of like every? Oh God,
Oh,
you know how cool that would be. Everywhere I go, I would arrive like Venus on the half shell. Is that what the?
ooh, yes.
Could you imagine? Doors open. It was.
Oh,
There I am,
that would be really
everybody.
cool. That
I
also
mean,
feels
wearing
like
clothes.
such a transgender moment. I don't know why, but that just feels very like,
I mean, it
like
kind of
grand
does.
entrance on a
Right.
on the Venus. Like, I'm imagining
Yeah.
the painting of Venus,
Yeah.
where she's got her hair, covering her like crotch, but
Of
she's like
course.
in an open seashell. I'm like, that
Yes.
just feels very transgender to me in like
It
a
ki
great way.
it kind of does. It
I
kind of
can't
does.
really
'Cause,
explain that. If you don't
you know,
understand it, you're just not going to. I'm sorry.
and an interesting, tip because like the whole myth around that, I wanna say it was Zeus who cuts off Saturn's testicles. I
I
think it's
believe
the
so.
mighty al what's that?
I believe that's correct. Yeah.
Isn't okay, so and, like, uses a sling to, like, heave them out into the ocean. Now, I'm not really sure what the flying hell was going on with the Titans way back when.
So much.
And can you imagine, like, telling that story to kids too? That's just okay, and then Father Zeus cut off his father's testicles, and the kids are like, "Ooh, the
Yeah,
family
they're like,
jewels?
"Oh."
Hmm, hang on," because then he put him in a sling. Like, what is Saturn doing at this point? Is he just, like, sitting back going, I probably could have gotten those farther. Just saying, Father Zeus, asshole. Yeah, I don't know.
Right. And
But
being a Titan,
from
couldn't he
that,
just regrow them himself? Like, I don't think it really mattered that much. One of
no,
the
I doubt he cared.
most
Yeah.
important or most powerful deity types of all time are the Titans,
Hmm.
according to mythology. So, like, yeah.
No, he's probably, you're an upstart.
So
Someday soon I'm going to kick you in the ass.
if we're going with the compounded would you rathers, I would probably
Oh, right.
say ski lift because then I could just water bend myself down
Oh,
from there,
yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that's
if
what that
we're
is. It's
not going
water
with
bending. Oh my
yeah,
gosh. That
the
question
snow.
ends up coming down. Yeah, do I wanna be Katara or do I wanna be, the princess? What the hell was her name?
I don't know, I didn't watch that show.
Oh, I can't believe you didn't see Avatar. Wow.
I watched like 4 episodes and someone's gonna cancel me for this, but I didn't care for it. It was
Yeah.
just kind of boring to me. I've watched other animes and
Oh,
I've liked them, but that one just I never got into it. I don't know. I
but
like
by the end,
the other Avatar, like the
Korra?
was it the Na'vi? The Na'vi? The blue people Avatar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 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 that Avatar. Sure.
That's one of the greatest films of all time, in my opinion. It's so good. I love it. But yeah. Otherwise, if we're not compounding our would you rather than absolutely broken elevator, I would rather be on the ground, not hanging, um, however many
Well,
feet above.
what if it's a broken elevator that goes up to the top of the Eiffel Tower and you're, like, about 3/4 of the way there and you're like, "Hmm,
Then you get a great view until they fix it.
sure."
but you're still like technically standing on something. Like you're not
True.
gonna fall a million stories unless it breaks in a different way, I guess. Um, I don't like either of these.
No, not
I'm
really.
realizing now.
I'm thinking about this too. And I think if I were in that situation, especially if it were like the Eiffel Tower and an elevator, because I mean, I don't know how many people could fit into an elevator, but like going up to the top of the Eiffel Tower. But like if I got there, I would be like, hey, folks, I don't know if we're going to make it. Can I just smooch somebody? Can I have a
There you
smooch somebody?
go.
How
City of
about a
love.
kiss? Yeah. I'd be like, look, I'll let you grope me a little bit if you want to, but come on. Let's if we're going out, let's go out with a bang. I don't mean exactly but I'll smooch you. I'd do
Oui,
it.
oui, baguette.
No? If you were
I
in
don't
the
know what
elevator,
I was.
Robin, if you were in the elevator, Robin, I'd ask to smooch you. That's what I'd do. How about that? Trying to
That's
reel
weird
that
because
in.
we call each other
Just
brother and sister sometimes. So that's a little awkward, but
yeah, but it's like honorary.
mm,
I don't know. All right, all right. I'll rescind the whole comment. But I would certainly, if it were like the chance of dying or something, like if I were on the Titanic, the same sort of thing. You're on the
mm,
Titanic, I'd just be like, "Ah, you are great looking. Can I have a kiss? We're not making this. Just, give me the kiss." So
we're
that's just
probably
me.
gonna die. If I was in a
A ship's
Marvel
going
movie,
down.
like you're gonna die. All
Who would
right.
you kiss in the
Oh,
Marvel movie? Who would get your kiss?
oh, that's actually a really good question. That's fun.
Right? Let's
This
say
is a
it.
fun one.
Because I've got two. I've got two, I think.
Ooh. Okay, go ahead and say yours because I'm still thinking.
Oh, I got it. Okay. If I had to narrow it down, so it would be because seriously, I don't know what it is. What's the guy's name who plays Thor? Is that Chris Pratt? Is that who that is?
Chris, that one's the Hemsworth. Chris
Oh,
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth. Thank you. I
Chris
don't know
Pratt
what it
is
is
the one
about the
who
guy.
plays. Chris Pratt's the one who hates trans people. Actually, you probably
Yes,
don't
right.
think
That
it's
was what
him,
I thought. Ooh,
or
that would
you
make it
do,
even
and
better,
that'd be even funnier. Actually,
wouldn't it? You know, but Chris Hemsworth, I don't know. For some reason, he's got and Scarlett Johansson
I was
has
just
always.
I did the lip thing. See,
Yes, she's got the
I
lips, and
pressed
her hair has always been. So
because previously in one of the other ones, you just sat there touching your lips and said they were like little pillows for like 3 minutes. And so I
was
was
I
like, I
talking
knew it
about?
was going to be Scarlett Johansson.
Was I talking about Scarlett Johansson about the lips? Ooh,
I have a clip. I'll send it to you later.
I've
But
become
yeah, I
predictable.
clipped it.
Shit.
It's
Oh,
very funny.
did you? So if I had to choose just one, I'm holding up two fingers. I know that. But if I had to choose just one, I think I'd probably go with Scarlett Johansson. But if I got like two choices,
Probably both
whoever
of those.
stepped up first, yeah, either Chris or Scarlett. But both of you guys too, give me a ring, give me a call. You know how to find me.
This one's really interesting to me because I am like I'm demisexual, so very hard for me to find people attractive unless I know them, and
I
I
get you.
also have like zero facial recognition, or very low facial recognition. So this means that I really have a hard time. I can understand what other people find attractive, but I just don't understand it myself
Mm,
necessarily because my version of attraction is just so different. And so I'm sitting here, I'm like, if I had to kiss one of them, who do I think is like, who do I feel like I got to know the most, like through their performances?
yeah.
And also maybe I feel like age appropriateness plays into it a little bit for me. So I'm like, no. Oh,
Scarlett's got a couple years on you.
yeah.
Don't. Don't Kiss
Most of
Iron
them
Man
do,
either. What's that
honestly.
dude's name?
And then I was thinking, okay, the
Yeah.
only one who like, well, I guess we could count, yeah, other characters. Maybe Zendaya then. I mean, I'm like 100% gay man, but if I had to choose someone, maybe Zendaya, because she was in the
What did
Spider-Man movies.
what did she look like? Now I'm gonna have to look it up. I gotta admit I didn't watch these movies, so all I did was look
I'm
at
surprised you
pictures.
don't know who she is.
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay. Sorry. I know who I don't know the
The
characters, but I hear
actress's
it.
name.
Yes, I know who you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, no, I give you a thumbs up on that. Yeah.
yeah. She was a Disney kid, so I watched her I watched her throughout like all kinds of different TV shows and stuff on Disney before she made it into Marvel. So
Dang.
I would say that's like the reasoning maybe is because I feel like I've known her longer, weirdly enough. I mean, that's a really weird way to put it because I don't know her. But still, anyways,
But
I guess
Zendaya,
the
if
other
you're out
option
there,
would be Robert Downey Jr. maybe. But again, age appropriateness, he's much older than I am.
significantly. I mean,
Yeah,
I think he's older than I am, which,
yeah.
is
But I feel
saying
like I really
something.
got to
Oh,
know
you
his
didn't need to agree
character.
so quickly. What the
Oh,
hell?
no, I was just I was just continuing my line of thought. I didn't even hear what you said. I'm sorry.
I love those moments. It's
ADHD. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I actually hated Iron Man for a very long period of time. I was like, he's the most obnoxious, self-centered, egotistical, whatever. And then they
sure.
showed the scene where he was having like breakdowns and panic attacks and nightmares of like losing his
Oh, dang.
friends. And I was like, oh shit, I actually really love you now. Now, if we had to choose any celebrity at all, 100% Theo James, I can say that without a doubt. That's like the one celebrity I feel like I can say that I do have a minor crush on. He played 4 in the Divergent series. 10 out of
Okay.
10. 10 out of 10.
Ooh,
That's
this is tough.
mm,
Because if it were any celebrity, hmm, like the one who jumps to mind immediately is Marilyn Monroe. I wouldn't want to
uh,
kiss her right now, but
well,
go
yeah,
back to
if
at
you
least
could
the
like
time when she was around. But
yeah,
yeah,
that's a good
um,
one. I mean, also total street cred. You could be like, I kissed Marilyn Monroe, and then
I know,
100%
right?
that's an argument winner right there. Like, no
Oh,
matter
it
what's
is.
happening, you just be like, I kissed Marilyn Monroe. Who are you?
Right, right. And I keep having this conversation too. I mean, Marilyn Monroe portrayed a dumb blonde. Like she was cast as a dumb blonde all the time. But was super intelligent. I mean, married to Arthur Miller for a while. And I remember somebody asked her, "What the hell?" And she goes, "Well, he talks to me like I'm intelligent." It's like, geez, it's a good point. Everybody probably looks at you as like this trophy, and everybody did. So, oh, my point was going to be, sorry, ditzy blondes is I've been doing this kind of thing, right? And using I love the I love the ability. I love how Marilyn Monroe was able to turn this into like a whole career, of
Yeah,
being sort of dopey looking, but actually very savvy in her business. So and then maybe got in with some bad crowds. Nice job, Frank Sinatra. But I'm gonna have to
thanks,
look this up from
Hollywood.
India. Yeah, thanks Hollywood,
Thanks,
killing all
Hollywood.
of our favorite people like Clark
Every
Gable too. But
everyone.
who's Prabhas? I have to look up now. I'm looking up
Who? Who are you looking at?
the eyes. Oh, you'll have to look in the chat. This dude,
Oh,
though,
okay.
these eyes.
Mm.
Oh my God.
I will say I do, maybe that's why I chose my thesis to be something on India, but I love Indian accents, and I also love,
Mm,
like, they're just beautiful people across the board. Like,
gotta go with
oh,
you on that.
they're so pretty.
I'm
When I
just
was
gonna
in
send this.
Istanbul, there was actually this one man, and I can't. I'm also gonna look up. Um,
Oh,
um,
just click on the link I sent you there.
oh, okay. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I get it. I get it for sure.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
see you. I see you, and
Yeah.
I understand.
Mhm.
I understand this.
Mm.
But yeah, when I was in
Hmm.
Istanbul, there was I believe he was an Indian man, but what I would describe him as to people, because again, I have really bad facial recognition, I would say he was like he looked to me like a sexy Captain Hook. Like, I don't know, if you could make Captain Hook really sexy, that's and I just could not stop staring at this guy. He probably thought I was a creep, but I was just like, he was like 6'2", really like, well built, and just had like natural eyeliner almost. Like it looked like it was just his
Mhm.
eyes. I was like, oh my god, you were just really pretty. So I just kept looking at it. I don't have that like attraction to people ever. And I don't even think that was attraction. I think I was just like, wow, you were just a really beautiful person. I want to keep looking at you. I don't feel like I was actually attracted to him. It was just like, wow, like you are just really pretty. So, yeah, that was
If I had
interesting.
a nickel, if I had a nickel for every time somebody said that to me, I just want to look at you because you're pretty.
I just want to look at
Oh,
you because you're
well,
pretty.
yeah, I guess actually I haven't. Nobody's actually said that. Come to think of it,
I just
so
said it. Come on,
it
you got
was
at least one
yeah,
nickel.
but it was like in an ironic way. So I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I'd have a nickel then. Then there you go. Now I have a
There
nickel
you
at
go.
least.
You have one nickel. You're one nickel richer. Okay, this one is cracking me up.
If I can just get 95 more people to say that, I'd be able to get a newspaper, like the Sunday
Wow.
edition, even. So,
Okay, would you rather have to fight one horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
what? What in the what? Um, I
I
I'm
want to
not
say
sure.
100 duck-sized horses personally, because I want to
I
see a
think so.
duck-sized horse.
I think so because you maybe you just boot them. You know, they come running towards you. You just go,
Yeah, I
see
mean
it?
they're like what, like this big? Like that
Right.
can't be that difficult.
And the thing is, they're only duck sized. So, like that saying, like water off a duck's back. Untrue. It's not like water off a duck-sized horse's back. You could boot that thing or pour something on their back, and whatever it is you choose to pour on their
Give them
back.
one
But
apple and all 100 will eat off of it. You
oh,
know?
there you go. Now I'm gonna have to
There
start
you go.
carrying an apple just in case of a duck-sized horse attack. But
Yeah,
because you never know.
you never know.
Did you ever see there was like a Far Side, I think it was, where there's two scientists with like this duck and they have on the like the blackboard behind them. Sorry, this was back when we used chalk and stuff, but in the olden days. But it says it says like water off a duck's back, like milk off a duck's back, and then they have like acid off a duck's back, but that's like crossed out. And it's two guys, one guy's got like a vial in a duck there, they're getting ready to
That's funny. And also deeply disturbing at the same time.
I think Gary Larson had some serious issues. Is he still alive? Are you still Gary? If you are, sorry, you can call me too. No, really.
I think I think my biggest fear when I was reading that, I was like, if there is a horse-sized duck, the thing is going to eat you for breakfast. Those things
Oh God,
already
yeah.
bite people. Like, they are vicious biters, and they hurt.
Yeah.
Imagine if that beak
Yes.
was like 100 times bigger than it normally is.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
You
I
are
don't want it to
you're
happen.
dead. You're toast. You're gone.
Right. And
The
if
duck
we
will trample
say
you with its web feet and then eat you.
right, because if we were gonna go with because ducks have very light bones, right? They have to be able to fly and stuff. So if we went by weight, because you can have horses that are like 1,500 pounds. Imagine a 1,500-pound duck. That's like 30 feet tall. You walk out the door and you go, I'm going back in. Just forget it. And then the duck comes and steps on the house like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and Ghostbusters, and you're just like, forget it.
I would do that thing, cartoons do where you just and just fall backwards, like
Right.
that's exactly what would happen if I saw a horse-sized duck. Um,
You'd go
yeah,
idly, idly, idly.
exactly. Stars going around my head,
Right.
like I was just watching Tom and Jerry the other day. This is perfect. I think a goose that
Destroy the
size
world.
would destroy the world. You're not
You were
wrong.
watching a commentary about what?
Commentary? I don't know. I
What
don't
did you
remember.
It was 10 seconds ago, man. What?
I was watching Tom and Jerry
Oh,
very recently,
oh.
and so I was thinking about a very recent imagery in my mind. I think a goose that chose the fire option from the last or a couple questions ago would definitely destroy the world. Um,
Oh yeah.
a goose with water would be pretty chill. It would just swim all the time like a
Yeah,
goose does. But if a goose with
sure.
fire, I mean, that's that's grounds for like Helmo, like you're done. That's the only thing I can picture right now is just like a goose with flames around it, just you know. So
Helmo.
yeah,
Geese frighten me. Just
geese are scary. Geese will
yeah, they're
hiss at
very
you. It's not like
yeah.
snakes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see if I can find. I think we have time for one more. Let's see what the best one is.
Sure.
Which okay, this one's kind of interesting. Would you rather have no one show up to your wedding or to your funeral? I'm gonna be devil's advocate here. I don't care if people show up at it.
The thing is that I was gonna say the same, and I feel kind of badly about that, but it's like, you don't want to come and see me. Yeah, don't. Like that's fine. I
Exactly.
mean, I'm
I'm
not
like,
why do I give a
also,
damn?
so my friend and I, we talk about funerals a lot, and I don't really know why, but it just became a recurring theme where we'll be like, when I die, and you're the only person who knows this, here's what I want to happen, or whatever. And so there's been a joke here and there where they'll be like, I'm gonna like just put the worst pictures of you on the PowerPoint for your funeral or whatever. And I'm like, I literally could not care less. I will be dead. I don't think you get this. I don't care what you
True.
put. I don't care what you tell about me. I don't care. Do whatever you want. You could
Hmm.
throw my ashes in Donald Trump's face for all I care. Like I don't know what you want me to say to you. Like I'm dead at that point. I don't
Right.
care.
Right.
And as far as wedding goes, I actually had a panic attack because I was standing in front of so many people. Um, and it wasn't even that many. It was like 30 people that came to my wedding. And I was like, trying not to show everybody this having like a complete breakdown while I'm getting
Oh
married.
gosh. Oh
And
gosh.
so I actually kind of wish that people were there. It was fun though. We got married on Halloween, and so everyone was in costumes. So we had we had a Lilo and a Stitch, we had a cow, we had someone come as like someone from Harry Potter. we had someone come, or we had two people come as unicorns, and they were part of like a throuple. And the one person who couldn't make it because he was deployed, he was on their masks. It was during COVID.
Oh my
So they
gosh.
had him dressed as a unicorn and they got masks made of him as a unicorn so that he could be there in the pictures with them.
That's
Um,
amazing.
it was really fun though. So we had just all kinds of craziness. And then we had people who didn't really get the memo and dressed like normal people, and that was
Mm.
okay too, I guess. And
They were
it's
gonna be
very
the normals anyway. Yeah, they would have, even if you had thrown a Halloween party, they would be like, "Well, I didn't feel quite," because what I was gonna do was like Slave Leia, and you go, "Oh, yeah, actually, Grandma, I'm all right, actually, that you didn't dress up then, you know?" Or I suppose worse, "Grandpa, actually, I'm all right that you didn't
I
dress
like
up."
this comment. Funeral as a costume party is such a fun idea. I think I want to adopt that. I'm gonna steal that. My wedding and my funeral being costume parties? Yes. Like
Good
all
point.
the big moments in my life being a costume party,
Mhm.
I'll take it. I'll take
I
it.
would I would hope that people got, like, the worst pictures of me though, in funerals, 'cause there's always maybe it's different now, 'cause you can with a camera, on your phone, you can take, like, 8,000 pictures and, it doesn't make a
True.
difference. But, like, back when I would go to a party and it was just like everybody had a Kodak disc or something like that, nobody even knows what that is, but I am still getting over that, like, throat thing I had, like, 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Um, anyway, when everybody had, like, a disc, it was precious, right? You take a picture of somebody, you're like, "I'm not taking any more pictures of you." So I only have, like, 16 pictures on this whole disc, and then I have to go and drop it off at, like, Newberry's or something to get, photo mat.
Kmart.
Right, to take it to Kmart. Disposable cameras, So anyway, the point is, like, there used to be a lot of pictures. You get the pictures back from from a party or something like that, and almost invariably, like I looked like this, almost invariably, and it's like, how did like I can imagine just once, that you go, but like
To
to
make
have
that
multiple
motion so many times.
photos, yeah, I'm like, how does that happen? But there were multiple photos. They're just okay. There, apparently, that is a one eye closed, my mouth off to the
Trademark.
side. Yeah, I'm thinking about when I write my memoir. That will be the picture of me on the cover. I'll have like I'll
Yes.
look very, I'll wear a lovely little pantsuit or something, and I'll be going,
And people who knew you back then will be like, "Oh my god, I think I know them."
"Hey, is that? Don't you have a picture of that person?" Yeah, I took it on my Kodak disc. That was crazy. By the way, Kodak also paying
Handsome
handsomely.
handsome product placement payments there.
Thank you
Totally.
for not sponsoring us, Kodak. Mm.
Yeah. Right? Like actually, speaking of weddings, though, disposable cameras, I wish for some reason, I wasn't able to get them. I don't remember why,
Mm,
but I had the idea of getting disposable cameras for my wedding so that people could just take like candid pictures of each other. But it
sure.
ended up working out fine because the photographer we hired didn't let anyone do anything but take pictures the entire time. I mean, like the whole time. It was just pictures. And so we got our money's worth in pictures for sure. We did not pay that much for that photographer, and we got like 1,000 photos, and it was
Oh my
amazing.
gosh. Yeah.
And I love them, but we didn't do anything except, I mean, we didn't even get to eat for like 3 hours into the wedding
Oh, dang.
because he was like, okay, we're gonna take pictures of you together with every single person that came to your wedding, and then we're gonna do like 18 different ones with the family members of varying degrees. And now, okay, this husband with the family, now this husband with the family, and this husband with
Oh,
his brother.
jeez.
I'm like, he has too many siblings to do one with each sibling. Okay, you gotta
Yeah.
bulk them together a little bit. But I mean, the pictures
Do a
turned
little
out beautifully.
batching.
The pictures turned out beautifully. Everything went great, and it was still a beautiful day. It was a lot of pictures. I was like, my smile was broken for like 4 days. I think I was
Oh,
just like,
yeah.
no, I will not smile again.
Right? Do you know
So,
we're planning on getting married again after we
wow,
come back from Thailand. Yeah.
I love that. That's great. Is it going to be on
Yeah.
Halloween?
I don't know. It's a good question. We I did ask her to marry me on Halloween, so that's something.
Oh, there
Um,
you go.
but we thought of this last March. Like we went to Las Vegas and we came back and my wife says, we should get married again. And I said, oh, yeah, I mean, sure, if you want to. And she goes, well, I want to have like a what are those called? Marriage certificate, I guess. Not wedding, right? Marriage
Mm,
certificate, whatever the hell.
yeah, I think it's a marriage certificate.
She goes,
I
she wants to have a certificate that has my real name on it.
oh,
I know, and I probably melted and cried on the floor, but I don't know where I was going with that. So I was like, well, let's do it early this year. And she goes, well, if you're gonna get surgery, let's do it afterwards, and then you're all done. And okay, we'll do it. So maybe end of this year. Halloween's looking really good.
there you go.
Come out to San Francisco. You can be the I don't what are those two people called? Where you have the two
One
people,
of the witnesses.
I guess. You could just be a witness. That's fine.
Could be a
Because I
witness
guess
or
we'd need to
a
do
best
do we need
man or a officiant
yeah,
of some sort. I don't know. There's a lot of roles that you could play in a wedding.
yeah.
I
Do
could
we
be the
need 2
ring
maids of
bearer.
honor? I don't know. There you go, that works. The ring bearer is perfect.
I think Caden should be the ring bearer. I think that would be fun.
Yes,
He
actually,
would
that's
make
a
it really fun.
oh boy. Yeah, it's a good idea. So,
And your child can be
yeah,
the flower girl if they so wish.
that would happen, I think, but I'm pretty confident that would happen.
They would just be like chucking the flowers at people.
Unfortunately, I think so. They're like whipping people with them. Hey, wake up. Should have pulled the thorns off of these. I didn't realize. Sorry, sir.
My moms are getting married. Wake up.
Right. All right.
All right.
Well,
Well, on that
I guess
note,
we're over time,
we are
as per usual.
just by a couple minutes. We're good. All right. And that has been Donate to Dare with the two of us. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope you enjoy watching replays of this when you need a little transgender pick me up. Also, be sure to check out the rest of Ami's videos because she also does other kind of like, updates and what I would consider, I don't know what you would call them, but it feels like journals, almost like video journals of certain things, and is kind of tracking feelings and emotions about the upcoming surgery and travel
Yeah.
and all of those things. And I found it very fun to watch the little bits that I have tuned in
Thank
for,
you.
and I think all of you would as well. So be sure to
Thank
check
you.
out her channel and her social media as well. She does little happy birthday videos for her friends, and those have been cracking me up lately as well because there have been a couple in a row now. Um, yeah. Any final words of your experience on Donate to Dare lately?
Um, no, no. I mean, thank you. I mean, I will certainly say thank you for inviting me to these, and thank you to everybody who's watched and donated. It's certainly been interesting,
That is the best word to describe it, I would say. It has been
right?
interesting. All right. Well, we will be back eventually with some more series.
Yeah.
Potentially with Ami again. We'll see what happens and what comes down the pipeline for these types of things. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and we will see you again soon.
Yep. I'll do this again.
Hearts paid for product placement.